Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the third and final part of Copenhagen Dreaming for this week. And we are still at court, so let's get right back into it.
Yes, I think we were leaving court to go to the other court whilst calling a werewolf.
Yes. So basically, you let Xenia know where you are. That you are headed to. That you are headed to the rendezvous, so to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also apologize for the lateness, but let her know that things happened that were urgent.
It's okay. She writes back and says it's okay. We said sometime today, and it's still today.
Right. Then we just need the Duchess.
Yes. Well, when you get to the other court, she is in fact there. She is seated on her throne, and she's still looking like a thundercloud.
A
very beautiful thundercloud, but
a thundercloud.
Yes,
thundercloud nonetheless.
We walk in and do we notice a noticeable drop in the temperature? Or something.
That depends on if she runs cold or hot when she's angry.
That's true.
That is actually a good point. Okay. So, do you, Jonas, being our illustrious Mockley leader, want to break the news of Alice's confession first, or the news of Xenia's arrival first?
Well, what's the etiquette for approaching this? Is it like, do you need to be beckoned over before you can approach, or?
No. I mean, she's normally yes, but she's also kind of, it's already been made clear that you need to talk to her today, so.
She'll be more annoyed if we waste time than if we ignore
Probably,
her at the moment.
Yes.
Then we go straight for her.
Yes. She takes a good long look, and nods as you approach, and looks at you and says, "Yes. What?"
First and foremost, Your Grace, under influence of Sovereign, Alice has admitted that her group is responsible for the murder of Julian.
Good. That puts an end to all of that. I will make sure that Thomas is let go.
We talk more with her, but we also had an agreement with the werewolf.
Oh, yes. Yes. We should meet with her, should we not?
I believe it would be good for diplomatic relations.
I agree. Although perhaps meeting right here in the middle of court might be a little careless.
We just need to text her a place. Perhaps a neutral ground would be best.
Well, we are close to the zoo. Let's meet her there. It's closed now, but we can still meet outside.
I shall text her so.
Right. She gets up, and she's clearly calming down now that she's talked to you.
Yay.
One more thing. I don't know if we can say it's true, but she did talk about other people might also be under her geese.
Yes, that might be best discussed privately.
I see. Well, we have a little while before your friend arrives. I'm sure we can talk between us while we wait for her.
Yes.
She gets up and gestures for you to follow as she heads over. She leaves and walks towards the zoo, which is, as we've established, is pretty much right across the street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sunny follows along.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
She wouldn't say exactly all of the people under Gears.
Except for one.
And who's that?
Duke.
She said he would never believe it. And of course, she was not under Sovereign, but we've already experienced that they are bold with telling people stuff when they believe no one will believe them.
And she might have been lying to scare us, or try to do something to the Duke, or raise suspicion, or anything else.
Yeah.
But it was mentioned. It could be a lie, it could be the truth.
So basically, we are now in a situation where you have in fact completed the assignment that I gave you, and you've completed it extremely well. And you need to be commended for that, and obviously rewarded. But another assignment has opened up already, and I should like for you to continue to look into this. You have all the information, after all.
Hopefully, talking with the werewolf and figuring out how it works, we might be able to find out, to see who has the keys and who doesn't, or who has been affected.
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
I don't know of a way to see if... Here's the thing. What I need to know is if it's possible to use Sovereign on someone like her. I mean, strictly speaking, we now have all the information we need to let Thomas go. We might not even need to really talk to this lady anymore, but obviously because we've kept her waiting, and as a courtesy, I think it's best if we do. But the point is that the original reason for needing help with this was to help clear Thomas, and you've managed to do that in other ways.
Yes.
We might still learn something, though.
We might learn something about... I can't think of anyone with more furious and ferocious will than the werewolves. And if it is possible to use Sovereign on someone that strong, then certainly it would work on someone like Thomas as well, however powerful he might be. There's certainly that. But to be honest with you, I think the main thing we have to do now is investigate what these allegations, whether there's any truth to them. We have to find out. We have to go back to where all this began.
Yes.
The Baroness Hardenberg also has a vested interest in discovering what her father is keeping from her, and she has asked us to do the same. So, I'm more than happy to begin investigating any and all sources, and we would need to... She suggested that we start by inquiring after any remaining Fae who would have been alive to see parts of the war. So
that we might check for echoes in the dreaming.
Yes.
I think that sounds like a very wise approach. I would suggest, talking to any who's old enough to have seen the war here in Copenhagen. I wasn't here myself, obviously.
I think I'll skip Steele, though.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to not go to him. I don't think we're going to get much out of him, but there are others. Viggo, Uncle Stefan, they're both old enough.
Those are also the only two I could come up with.
Right. Well, let's say that you start with them in that case.
Yeah.
And as you wait, Xenia arrives in all her magnificent glory, so to say. Or and
Wolfiness.
well, you know, the staples on her face obviously gets a reaction out of the Duchess. This physically perfect creature suddenly meeting someone like Xenia with the face that she's got, and it's obvious that even for someone as dignified as the Duchess, it's very hard not to stare.
Sunny just smiles widely. Hi, Xenia.
Hi.
Thank you for meeting us.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, sorry, what did you say?
Agnes is obviously, since first time we met her, still scared of her.
Yes.
Why it's a little bit behind Sunny.
Well, it is the best place to hide. He is the biggest one. He has wings.
Exactly, and so.
Yeah.
Only downside is you can't see the wings, so she'll see through them.
Yep. But
That.
she arrives and she's not alone.
Oh?
Ooh.
She's got another werewolf with her.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Or at least you kind of have to assume it's a werewolf because it's a wolf.
Oh,
It's a wolf.
Yes. What did you say, Henrik?
That she brought the kennel.
Yeah, or at least a part of the kennel. He's like, well,
Is
I think Sunny just cocks his head looking at the wolf. Well, hello there.
hello. Thank you for joining us too.
Xenia smiles and says, well, you've kind of already met her. She's the one who shot the one bullet that was fired that night where we met the first time.
Yes.
That's impressive with paws.
Well, she doesn't always have paws.
Oh?
but werewolf suddenly they change shape.
Well, I don't know how that works.
No, she's got multiple forms as well, like I do.
Oh, okay.
Well, in that case, thank you for also being there to save us. Even if you didn't know we were there.
The wolf sits down and cocks its head slightly and looks at all of you with this semi-interested expression on its face. The Duchess waits until you've kind of all said your hellos and so on, and then she looks at Xenia and says, well, I'm grateful for the assistance with this. I feel it is only fair to let you know that the crime for which we needed help with the information has actually been resolved. And if you would rather not subject yourself to the kind of, well, test, as this really is, that we had planned, then I will not be offended in any way. And Xenia shakes her head and goes, no, I promised I would help. And this is something that might be able to help you in the future as well. From what I can gather, you guys have problems.
That's
Yeah.
putting it fairly mildly.
Yeah, she says, and looks very serious. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we found one of your guys earlier today.
What?
We're not aware of that. Which one?
Well, I don't know his name. Obviously, I don't know any of you, but that's actually why I brought my friend here, because she was the one who found him. And he died, literally, between her hands.
Where did you find him?
We found him, well, she found him, as it is, in the King's Garden. And it was early this morning.
Jonas looks horrified. Who are we missing?
Question is who's usually in the King's Garden?
I don't think it's going to be difficult to figure out who this person was, she says. Unless, of course, you've got a lot of clowns working for you.
Oh, he was such a nice guy. He braved the hospital to help out the children.
Oh.
So
The Duchess just... all emotion just leaves her face and says, that would be Mr. Bacon.
Yeah.
Oh.
And apparently the last thing he said, Xenia says, the last thing he said was that the shadows did it. I'm assuming that means more to you than it does to me.
Yes, it does.
yes.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. We shall have to pass this message on to the summer court soon enough as well. He was one of the bravest of us. He was a hospital clown. He went into... Our kind don't normally go into hospitals. They are riddled with banality. Banality is lethal to our kind, but he braved it anyway, all to make sick children smile and laugh.
He sounds like a very decent man.
The world is a little bit darker without him.
Well, if we can in any way be of assistance, please do tell us. We are involved now. We found him.
Was he... How did it appear that he had been killed? Had he been stabbed or...
Yes.
Was the weapon still there?
No. No, unfortunately not.
They probably used iron.
Oh,
We don't know until we see it.
No. Yes.
Nadia here, she says, and looks down to the wolf. Made sure that he had someone holding him when he died.
I'm happy about that.
That's good.
thank you.
Well, we may be monsters, but not in that regard.
Monsters?
Well, we do grow to be about, 8 or 9 feet tall, hairy, killing machines when we get to be really foul-tempered.
No offense, but seen a dragon the size of a house. That's not a monster.
They come in more than one size, though.
I think being a monster has more to do with the content of your character.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I like that, actually. I like that attitude, she says. I think you're right, incidentally. Anyway, we should probably get this test taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Duchess shakes her head and says, "There's no point. I've been trying to influence you for the last 2 minutes and it doesn't work."
Oh, that was why you were quiet.
Oh.
It's interesting. Wow.
It should be said, Xenia says, I do have to say, I'm notoriously difficult to do that to. Very difficult to do that to, even for my kind. Nadia, do you mind? The wolf just, stops sitting down and gets back up. And the Duchess looks at the wolf and goes, go over there. And just one moment.
Yep.
There we go. Ooh, that's a bad roll.
Oh dear.
Well, it's good enough. Nadia immediately, turns around and walks back to where the Duchess had pointed, and the Duchess quickly just, she dispels the effect, and Nadia comes back and she says, well, that at least proves that it is doable. Even to someone as strong-willed as a werewolf. But as we know now that he wasn't guilty, he wasn't doing his own, he wasn't under his own control. The thing here is, yes, by the way, the difficulty is willpower, normally.
That wouldn't have worked on Sunny.
Nope.
But it was a notoriously bad roll.
Yeah, it was.
His willpower is 8.
Yeah. The, what's it called? The thing is, Sovereign is normally only an art taught to the she. I don't really know of anyone except she here in Copenhagen who uses Sovereign. So if we had known for a fact that that was what had been used, we would have at least known that it could only have been a she that could have done this. But now we know that the lady is behind it. And she could certainly have access to such powers.
Could she have access to a more humanoid shape?
I know that some dragons can do that, and when she says that, then Xenia's eyebrows just shoot up to her hairlines like, dragons?
Yeah, dragons. As I said, I saw a really big one.
That sounds like worthy prey. Can I hunt it?
I'm afraid you can't see it.
Damn.
I mean,
Couldn't we fix that?
But we could. We could, yeah, do something about that. I mean, if you're offering, that would certainly be most welcome. But I think the dragon is more cunning than to allow just to get into a big fight with lots of people.
Well, let's put it this way. Even if you could see and could hit with a chimerical form of weapon, she would cheat and fly.
That's not fair.
Nope.
That's what I have someone like Nadia for, though. Her rifle would be able to pick a small plane out of the sky.
Yes, when that shot in the house came through, what size bullet was that?
Big.
20mm.
I have nothing. I've got nothing.
What? Was that a cannon?
Yeah, strictly speaking, it's an anti-tank rifle.
Only werewolves.
All military.
Anyway, the point is that, out of character first, who was actually in the apartment who saw this vision of lady in humanoid form? Who was actually there? Because
you and our knocker, Charlie.
Yeah.
I have actually had Kronos, but he actually looked at me.
Yeah, you were there. You were there.
So that's the point, is that we need to bring out that we saw this lady in a black dress, and that even using Kronos, she was aware of our presence, or at least of August's presence, in this flashback somehow.
Yeah.
So we need to bring that to the Duchess's attention.
Yes, So you say so?
Unless anyone objects. Yes.
No.
We say so.
Okay.
You say so.
She says that tells me that she is extremely skilled at Sovereign, but we already understood that, but also that she's equally skilled at the art of Kronos. That is obviously terrifying news. But then again, there's very little that I don't think the lady is capable of. I don't think that the way to handle her is to fight her in a stand-up fight. I think we have to find out what it is she actually wants.
My guess, from what Alice said, would be revenge.
What did Alice say about that, if I may ask?
Oh,
Some-
sorry, that she lost all her eggs.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, that would be a serious issue for any dragon.
And
I
that
think-
it was also the reason they chose Julian, because of his heritage.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but dragon hatchlings are... They are aware in the egg. She lost all her children.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
don't
grim.
imagine we can offer her anything.
Well, we don't know that until we found out more, I suppose.
This is true.
There is something very ugly going on right here. There is some very sinister backstory here. I want to know what it is. I'm guessing by now that so do you.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Very well. And Xenia just, she looks between all of you and she says, if you would rather that we leave at this point, this is obviously internal Fey politics and we have no right to intrude. But should you need our help, I stand by what I said when we talked earlier, that I have good relations with the Fae from Dublin and I am honor bound to assist if I can. You are my friends.
If you need help, you say so too.
I will.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your help and for your offer. We will definitely... I'm
Well,
sure it will come in useful soon.
You have my number, she says and
Yes.
smiles.
Yes.
All right, Nadia, I think we better leave at this point. The wolf pats up along and they both nod at you and then turn around and leave.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
It was nice meeting you.
You
No,
too.
sir, you stay here.
But...
I know. They're awesome. You stay here.
Oh. I feel like I'm 3 inches taller when they're here.
I know. I think it'll be interesting for everyone who doesn't see the chimerical side of him. Just Sonny talking to the dog, and the dog like, oh, but I wanna.
I mean, I talk to my dog regularly. He just looks at me with this pathetic facial expression. So it's not that unusual to talk to your dog.
I know, but the dog is actually reacting.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Just not. They just can't hear the words. They hear the.
Well, there we go. Our first step to official improvement of relations between skin changers and Fae. So that's good. Do we all want to get some rest for it now before tomorrow? Because we wanted to rest up before we had to go out and start the next leg of our epic journey and our new mission. Or did we want to just get out and keep going?
Well, we kind of need to check up with the other Mudley.
That's true. It means heading back to the summer court.
The healing, the rest, the finishing up everything around here, and then we can start anew in the morning.
Yeah.
There's about a week and a half left of summer holidays, so yay!
Yay. You know,
Is that said in character?
No, that's out of character. It's just so that you have an idea that.
Good. Then Sonny doesn't remind.
Okay. I think, in all honesty, Jasmine would actually quite, after we visited Reinhardt and Motley, it would actually be quite nice. She would quite like to actually go back home, basically. Because in character, we've been going and staying as a group for the last like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, you're pretty worn out, most of you by now.
Do my parents even remember what my face looks like at this point?
I think their only thought is teenager.
Yes. So do we know you? I vaguely remember someone like you in the house.
I see pictures of a baby girl. Is that you?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are we actually heading back to the summer court now, briefly?
Yeah, thanking the Duchess for her patience.
Yes, that's the first thing she did.
She nods and lets you go.
Oh, Jonas asks if he may have a question before.
Of course. Please.
I don't know if I should know this, but what is our policy for telling loved ones about this? And he gestures to this himself.
You need permission from whatever court you are a part of. You need permission to do so, and once you have told this person, they are your responsibility, because basically they can only remember as long as you keep infusing them with glamour. The mists will erase the memories again otherwise.
I see. Thank you.
I'll touch them with a paintbrush. Treasure. That works too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. I hope we've been of help.
May I ask who you're thinking about?
I was thinking of my mother. She's my nearest family, and I don't really know who my father was, so...
That's interesting. Obviously she's not Kithane, or we would know. She's not even Kinane, or we would probably know. So, presumably, well, he could have jumped a generation, of course, but there's a chance that whoever this person would be, your father would be the person that brought the Fae blood into the bloodline.
I have no doubt of that. He left this behind. Jonas picks out his treasure.
Well, that would seem to settle it. Yes.
And from what my mom has told me, it sounds like it was quite a glamorous meeting.
I suppose that explains a thing or two also. But yeah, I would. Yeah. I'll think about it. And let you know.
Thank you.
Please have a very good evening.
And to you too, Your Grace.
She heads back over to her side of the street to the court, and then
Out of character. Isn't Jonas, strictly speaking, a part of the summer court?
Are we courted yet?
Not unless, well, I'll let you decide if you wish to be a part of one court or the other. If you think of yourself more as summer or winter court, then I'll let you make that decision.
Mm.
In all honesty,
Yep.
I actually wrote in his summer as his court, but after this he might ask to actually move to the winter court.
Yeah, I wrote summer most likely. I'm definitely not thinking that's most likely anymore.
No.
I mean, he started out summer court very summery, right? But now he's like, yeah, that Duke is up to something. He's not telling this whole story. Also, she's partly right, but I don't like her methods.
I think I'll stick with Jasmine being
It's-
Summer, because I've been playing her as being very, very traditionalist, and she tends to default to Jonas as being the leader to make a decision. She believes in the traditions quite a lot. I'm definitely playing her as being more Summer inclined.
Yeah, I agree.
Sonny has never really gone to the tradition sides parts, but he's mostly in his summer. What's that called? Legacy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why I went with the summer.
Yep. Most of you are mostly Summer Legacy, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think with her going to the other side of the road and it being 10 to 10, I think this is a good place to stop for this week, and then we can pick up with, next week, because it's kind of difficult to get through a whole scene before we get to 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So I am going to give you 3 XP for tonight.
Yay.
And you did in fact get some answers out of Red Alice, so, and some good RP, I thought.
Yes.
Definitely.
And we have actually finished the first sort of task set to us by the court. So
Yes, that is true. You have. So, there we go. And for the listening audience, we will see you back here next week for more Copenhagen Dreaming. Hopefully, at least. And from us here at CharismaToAC, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.